Learning. It's a pleasure to be your instructor for this course. Um, I just want to orient you to this course webpage, especially if you're taking this course online or asynchronously. But this course is a very important course, and it focuses on what's called predictive modeling. Um, that is the focus of trying to create highly predictive models with what I'll describe as medium-sized data. That is data that is larger than needed for a statistical model, but not large enough for a neural network. So I wouldn't say big data. Um, and how you can create, we'll discuss how you can create highly accurate models and add to your toolbox and just going back to the data without using a neural network. So with making a highly predictive model without using a neural network, because that can be very computationally intensive, um, and in addition to requiring a large amount of data. Okay. Um, some of the intricacies that we'll discuss in this course is what type of models to use in different scenarios, what are the advantages and disadvantages, and how to evaluate those models. Okay. Um, if you ever need to join virtually, you can do so here. The uh, lecture materials, I will post what I use to create those materials will be here, and along with the recordings. Um, and these could be recordings of class or the same materials, but outside of class. Okay. I'll be posting your assignments here, and generally, you should expect that in terms of your weekly expectation, there will be some sort of data analysis, which you'll have to use Python or code to evaluate and analyze. Um, and then there'll be some sort of, most likely, a Canvas quiz that will ask you some questions, and I may provide a link to Python for you to answer, or a link to a notebook. Okay, let's go over the course syllabus. Okay, so in case you need to contact me via email, the most important thing is to take a screenshot of what you have a question about. Okay, put the class name Statistical Learning in the subject line and your name somewhere in the text. Okay. The textbook for this course, I anticipate to roughly follow this textbook, but this one is a very, very good textbook by the Gorking one. And this one is uh, quite famous and it's free. Okay. Um, Formally, though, you don't need to have a course textbook. I'll be providing a lot of, I'll be providing my lecture notes. So if you find that sufficient, you don't need to bother with a course textbook. But if you'd really like one, I would honestly recommend this one. This one is free, but what I'll cover is most closely aligned with this one. It is an excellent textbook. It is technical. This one is also technical, but it's excellent and free. And this one is the least technical of the three. Okay. Now, for this course, your grade will consist of projects. I anticipate there'll be 4 projects that you'll be submitting for this course. And I would say it's 4 projects plus or minus 1. Okay, so it could be 3, it could be 5. Um, I don't apologize if it's 5. I expect it to be 4. Okay, now your homework, that's worth 30%, and that's what I was discussing. Some sort of coding with data submission weekly, and some sort of Canvas quiz. Now, there are some times where it could just be one or the other. There is a midterm that will be more conceptual in nature, than a final exam. Um, okay, Okay. Um, so I expect the exam to be about at the midpoint of the semester, but I'll discuss it and make an announcement when that time is approaching. The last thing is there's a late policy of 5% per day of any assignment that's submitted late. So you can still submit an assignment and get credit, um, but the sooner the better. Okay, and here's how your final grade is calculated. Okay, now in terms of recorded lectures, I intend to try and have some sort of recorded lecture in case you can't make it to class or if you need to just join via Zoom. Okay, now I'm looking forward to having you all in class. It's a pleasure to be your instructor. Thank you very much.